So this question says the diameter of a human hair is 25.4 micrometers. So if I have a human hair, 24.5 micrometers, that's not the length of it, but the diameter across. So then what they want us to do is imagine that this hair were blown up, or we zoomed in on the hair and we're going to lie atoms across the hair side by side. So the diameter of the atom is also given 121 picometers. And so they want to know how many atoms would be required. So in my picture, it takes 4 atoms. So that's not right, right? So that's just a terrible drawing. And so if we want to calculate this, first thing we probably want to do, so I just drew that picture so you would have an idea of what we're actually calculating. I need a little bit more space, so I'll get rid of it. So what we want to do is to put our relationships together and then plug the relationships in like any conversion to get the undesired units to cancel, making sure that each conversion factor has one factor on top and one factor on bottom that are equal. And we also want to be able to focus on what we're actually looking for. What units are we trying to get to? Right, so we could set our relationships up, but we want to do that in a guided way so we know when we're putting these relationships together what eventual unit am I going to try to convert the given information into. So what unit am I looking for? Atoms. I'm looking for a number of atoms. I'm looking for a number or a quantity, and that quantity is expressed in units of atoms. So I'm looking for how many atoms. So with any conversion, we have a quantity given with some unit, and we want to express the same quantity just with different units. That's why our conversion factors have to be equal to 1. So what's the original quantity that we want to express the units in atoms? What units are they originally expressed in? So it says how many atoms would be required side by side across the hair. The original quantity is 1 hair. The original distance is the distance of the diameter of a hair. So really what they're asking is 1 hair. We want to take this quantity, that's the distance of 1 hair, and express that in the number of atoms equal to that distance. So we're changing the unit hair into atom. So that those aren't normal, obviously those are not metric units. They're probably not units you've done a lot of conversions with. That's why it's helpful to do a lot of practice, because these types of unit conversions can involve a lot of different unusual units, and the more you practice this, the more you'll see how universal this method is and how helpful it can be, as long as you can recognize the units that you're actually dealing with. So the relationships we have 25.4 micrometers. That's equal to the diameter of 1 hair. So that's a relationship. So we could say 25.4 micrometers equals 1 hair. That's the distance of 1 hair. Another relationship we have is the distance of 1 atom, 121 picometers. So 121 picometers is equal to 1 atom. That's the distance across 1 atom. So those are the only relationships we need. We're starting with the unit of hair. We can convert that to micrometers. Then I just realized we're missing one. Which one are we missing? Right. So we can get from hair to micrometers, but we can't get to atom because we need to get to picometers first, because the only relationship we have to atom has units of picometers. So we need a relationship between picometers and micrometers. So the prefix pico on the metric table is 10 to the minus 12th, and micro is 10 to the minus 6th. So the difference in power of 10 is the absolute value of the difference between those numbers is 6 powers of 10. So the difference is 10 powers of 6, or 10 to the 6th power. So to set those equal, I want to put that power of 10 with the smaller of the two units. And I know pico is a smaller unit because it has a more negative power of 10 associated with it on the table. So it's correct to say 10 to the a little ahead of myself there. 10 to the 6th picometers equals 1 micrometer. You can grab this chair here. So that's the other relationship I need. So now to get from micrometers, once I go from hair to micrometers, then micrometers to picometers, then I can go from picometers to atoms. So I need to set up 3 relationships. So then, after that, it's the easy part. I just have to plug my relationships in to get the undesired units to cancel. Now I want to cancel my micrometers and get picometers. And then I want to cancel my picometers, which is equal to 1 atom. Again, making sure that everything on the top is equal to everything on the bottom in each factor that I use. And then my undesired units will cancel and I'll have the unit I want. So from there, I just plug into my calculator. Everything on top of the fraction gets multiplied, everything on the bottom gets divided. So 25.4 times 10 to the 6th divided by 121, and I get 2. How many sig figs should I have? Yeah, 3 sig figs. So I've got 3 here, infinite here, and 3 here, so I'm limited to 3. 2.10 times 10 to the 5th atoms.